SycoPsilico Subliminal show. Marker. And action. So, we're changing things up just a little bit. We're not doing this live on Sundays the same way as they once were before. No. Today is episode 000. It's a trial run of sorts. Something like that. We're gonna see what the fuck happens. If y'all like it, you hate it, doesn't really matter to me. It all matters if I like it. And if I like doing it. So far, this is a little snazzy setup. And a lot of the set work did go into creating this show. Anyway, special occasion. We get special things. Anyway, what caused this show to even happen? Where does it fucking come from? TikTok's bullshit fucking community guidelines. We all fucking hate it. We all fucking know what it is. It's bullshit. They change it so often. And the beautiful ASMR work that I give to you all likes to get shut down. Now, I know Izzy made some things and said some shit, but that's not true to SycoPsilico, and I've always promised to stay true to SycoPsilico, and by God I will. And that's what we're here for. Do not send a guest request. I don't fucking want it. Anyways, moving on. So, with the way TikTok's going, with their content and their control and all of that shit, it's becoming a problem. It's becoming a real fucking problem. So, all we see is this AI bullshit where they get the little ice cream cone and they do the little thing, or it's a bunch of spam shit where people's just writing down people's names to give them a little bit of recognition. Fuck, I prefer to ignore you all. I enjoy ignoring you all. Not my subscribers, though. That's why y'all are able to chat. I didn't shut it all down. Yeah, I'm currently live as well. It's a way to mix both mediums together. The cinematic flair. And then the bullshit that's, well, TikTok. It's not all bullshit. I love some of y'all. Not all of y'all. Some of y'all annoy the piss out of me, but that's besides the point. Most of y'all are great. Moving on. So, because of that, I like to view myself as one of the few creators on TikTok that actually creates shit from the heart. That makes things that matter to me. And I'm not gonna waste your all's time by pretending to be some fucking NPC. There's too many NPCs in the fucking world as it is. That's why we call them Debras. That's what your fucking NPCs are, these basic fucks! I don't want to slam her down. Only because of the microphone, and I'm worried about the quality of my work. See? I care. And I'm not gonna fucking hash out for bullshit. So this is a little rant saying I promise that I'm going to constantly give valuable, creative artworks. And we don't call it content. We call it art and cinema. That's what we're bringing to you here. And I'll be the one or the few of the people who actually gives a fuck. And I'm not just gonna overload the system and bog it down. Speaking of overloading the system, how many of you fuckers keep getting that bullshit help me thing with a bunch of people commenting? Here, I have a question for you all now. So, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? So TikTok keeps doing this thing, and I call it absolute bullshit. I keep getting mentioned in these groups. And it's got millions of views on a black screen is all it is. And that's all it is. Here, someone fucked my shit up with a fucking guest request, so I don't get to listen to music in my ear anymore. Asshole! Anyways, moving on. That shit sucks. I block every motherfucker who makes one of those. Hate it. At first, the first one I got, I thought it was kind of cute. It is what it is. It's interesting. Millions of views, thousands of comments on a black screen. Why is that shit being pumped? TikTok? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I just block all that shit. I don't want to be involved with that shit. TikTok's going downhill, and it's sad. It's sad that that's my live platform. Like I said, it is sad. But I'll continue to deliver the things that you all enjoy. It is what it is, after all. So, we're going to be real gentle with that. We don't want to upset the microphone. Anywho, I brought a special guest on tonight. A very special lady. TikTok loves my special lady. Don't ya? Don't you love my special lady? Let's get her out. Let's get her out for everybody. My first ever guest on episode 0 of the Subliminal Show is a true star. One of the best stars. A real star. She has over 90-some million views on TikTok. And they just keep climbing. They just keep climbing. Let's go ahead and let's get her out. And she's wet because she's been in the freezer and she's frozen. Anyways, we gotta keep them fresh. She's been in here for about a year and some months. She's been here for quite some time. Ooh, there she is. There's our girl. There's our girl. I don't get it, but I love that I don't. I don't get it. I'm gonna move this to the side. We'll edit that out in a bit when it makes the little noise. It didn't really do, so here we go. Let's lay her down here. So, one thing that I can't seem to understand is why you all love this bitch so much. So much. You all lose your shit for her. You know, just pop that back in there. You all lose your shit for this bitch, don't ya? Don't ya? You all like her. Y'all can't get enough of her. She smells so fresh. So fresh. Anyways, let's talk about this because you all really do lose your shit for her. So this lovely lady was a special prop for the feature-length film. She's so cold and frozen. She'll get jiggly in a minute. But this special lady here, I had to skin her entire body, and it was something I've always wanted to do. At least, I've talked about it in 2016 with some of my colleagues back in the day. Well, we discussed, you know, when I first started doing SycoPsilico, before it was even named SycoPsilico, we just mutilated one of these lovely ladies here. They loved it. They loved it. Professors at my university loved it. Even had a few who had to turn their heads during my demo reel. I pissed off Discovery Channel. How about that, wankers? Fuck you. Burning bridges, I don't give a shit. Doesn't mean anything to me at this point. Like I'd work for them now. Beneath me! Anyways, as I say, early days of SycoPsilico, we talked about chopping up one of these lovely sex dolls, as y'all like to call it. I wanted to so bad. I wanted to feel what it felt like to work my magic on making one of these bitches beautiful. Well, let's just say I finally got my wish. We finally got our wish. We got to work our magic on this bitch. To be or not to be? Who fucking cares? Either way. So, since 2016, I've wanted to hack one of these bitches up. And by God, I finally got my chance to in 2022. Started doing production work, pre-production. This lovely lady here was one of the first pieces of the film that I got together. That's right. You was one of the first little pieces, weren't you? So we got her, we collected her, and then the rest just fell into place. I actually wanted to cut her up before I even decided I wanted to make a movie. I had to justify spending so much money on something like this, just to mutilate it, to feel my knife enter it. And no, I never fucked it. That's a question y'all love to ask. I have no interest in such things. No interest in such things. But I can see why people are into it. I don't know, necrophilia, if you ask me. It's the vibe I get. Hauling her around through the hospital. Quite hilarious. We had to put her in a wheelchair to move her around room to room for next scenes in each shot and so on and so forth. We're gonna kick that on under the table. So, when I finally got to cut her up, she wasn't what I anticipated at all. She was a lot more resistant. It took me hours, I tell you, to mutilate this one, to skin her, to completely take her apart. I've always wanted what lies underneath the doll meats. I've always wanted what's under the doll meats, and now I have that skeleton. Right over there in the corner she sits. I didn't want to bring her on because I didn't want her fucking up my chair. That's a good chair. I didn't want her fucking it up. So we didn't put her in it. I was originally going to, but we just didn't. But I have about 4 hours of uncut video of me skinning this bitch, hanging upside down. But she makes a good view in the movie. She looks so good in that cinematic cut, which I will share with you all one day soon. It won't take me long. It won't take me long at all to get that situated. I've been waiting for the moment when TikTok randomly pops me off again to show you all the trailer, to show you all a little segment from the film. But TikTok isn't setting me up for it, so I can't show you yet. The moment has to be right. It has to feel right. Either way. And we're back. So, recapping, we got to cut up a sex doll for the movie, and it was something that I desperately wanted to do for so long. My cinematographer, I think this is hilarious. He didn't quite get my content. He's an older gentleman. He's been around the block. Has quite the resume, might I add. Great at his craft. But he doesn't understand. Or he didn't. I think he does now. But he didn't understand why. I didn't want to hide the fact of this lovely lady. I just didn't want to hide her. I wanted her to be seen. It adds to the uncanny valley of everything. We're not trying to make it where you're unseen, are we? Not at all. You've been a good girl. I can't wait to make you a fucking star! Hell, you're already one! You're perfect! You're beautiful! But you could be better. You could be more perfect. You could exceed my expectations, and yet you have not. But you will. You will. Now let's just get that. What was that? I want this to go and stay in your mouth. Stay. There you go. Anyways, so we took care of all that fun stuff and got her situated. My cinematographer didn't like the fact that she's just uncanny valley there in the wild looking the way she looks. But by God, I know you all will absolutely adore it. Will fucking love it. They'll all fucking love it. That 15 minutes of pure gore-tastic madness. They're all gonna love it. Not everybody will, but I do. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, is that I love it. I didn't make my movie for you, or anyone else. I made it for me. It was an image, it was a vision that I've seen in my head for quite some time. For quite some time, I've seen this. I played it through my head in multiple ways, in different realities and different universes. I've seen how this all played out. I got to witness it all. I got to see it all. But the way that it ended up playing out wasn't exact. It was close, but it wasn't exact. Of course, we had some limitations. When I say some, I mean an absolute fuck ton of limitations. But we overcame all those limitations, and I'm able to bring you SycoPsilico Silico Solutions, which is my first ever feature-length film. And it's amazing that I was able to accomplish this. It's surreal to me every day. It's surreal that I got this clinic, that I got to make bitches beautiful, and what I have in store for you. Oh, what I have in store for you. You're gonna be perfect. She's gonna be perfect. Guaranteed she'll be perfect. But in due time, that will be a special event, a very special video that I make. It'll be great. Either way. So let's talk about my movie and what I'm doing with it. No, I've never made a film before. I have no idea. I just kind of jumped into it. I just didn't really know where things were going. So I just jumped into this. It was something that made my heart happy to do. It was something that filled me with joy and passion. So I had to see it come to life. Something I'm very proud of. And then after I finally got it all together, getting it shown. Holy hell, I don't know the first fucking thing about post-production. I got everything edited, which is in my wheelhouse, which is something I understand and know how to do wonderfully. I made a bunch of TikToks, and then I figured out my method, my color, my strategy, everything. I built up a little bit of lore for you all to witness, to build up some traction. Get everybody invested. And then when they got invested and I got them fucking hooked by the fucking jaw, that's when I decided it was time to make the movie. And then after that, it just continues to go. It continues to grow. I don't regret a damn thing. Not one damn thing at all. So, I'm just figuring it out as I go. An independent producer, an independent actor, artist, creator, whatever you want to say, solely independent. It's quite impressive, if you ask me, and that is me tooting my own horn. I'm allowed to do that. Know why I'm allowed to do that? Because I paid my fucking dues. That's why. And you know what? I allow my work to speak for itself. The perfection, the beauty, the raw nature of it. It's not in control by anyone but me. And maybe Izzy. Izzy likes to pull some strings behind the scenes and thinks that I don't see it, but I fucking do. I know. And those of you who don't know who Izzy is, in due time, I'm sure Izzy will host the Subliminal show one day. But with the topics that we were discussing, I think I deserve episode 0. So, what I've decided to do is I've decided to show my film in its own little place. I'm figuring out things. I'm setting up my own fucking events. I'm doing a practice run in a hometown just to see what it does, to see how things go. And motherfucker, I am ecstatic. I am fucking elated to see how many people are involved. I had people coming from my past AAA game studio job to see this film. I have people from TikTok traveling hours to see this film. In person, they'll get to meet me and the dumbass under all this. The one I control. Yes, you will get to meet that bastard. He means nothing here. Just smear puppet. We don't really care about him. But he does know how to set up an event. But he's going to pretty much be running all of that. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to come out and meet and greet everyone. Do a Q&A. And for subscribers only on TikTok. For you all. You all will get to see the Q&A from home after the film is over. Won't that be nice? Won't you enjoy that? Cheers. So, that is what it is. And I plan to do more things in the future. We're going to see how this goes. I'm going to take this film on the road. I'm going to go to random cities, random places where I can find the most people who are willing to come out and check it out. I will say that I am looking into Providence, up north and northeast. So if you live up in that region, there is a good chance that I'll be hosting an event up there. Never been to Rhode Island. Never been. I'm down for the adventure. I think it's going to be a good time. I haven't worked those details out yet. Just discussed with PVD Horror, which is a group who got to check out the demo cut of my film. And they enjoy it. Now, the goal of my film is to bring horror and slasher to a different place. Not necessarily back to its roots. But independent horror and the independent horror community is going to, I don't know, it's going through this evolution stage where it's so fucking amazing. Everybody's coming together. My first convention and my first film festival, that I won Best Gore at, because who can say that their first film won Best Gore? Who gets to fucking say that? Not very many people. That's something that is in my heart and makes me proud. But, getting on a tangent, but I lost where I was going. Doesn't matter. I remembered. So seeing the horror community there and seeing how everybody interacted with each other was so loving, compassionate. They all shared the same passion. It wasn't a competition. It was all, we're here for the same thing. Fucking violence, fucking chaos, and darkness. But in the happiest, most wholesome manner ever. It was fantastic to be at that horror convention. That was FrankenCon in Knoxville. That was an amazing show. I actually did a podcast with them. They'll post it eventually. I guess this is kind of becoming a podcast now. Only on my Sunday shows, though. Only on my Sunday shows. We'll still do the other interactive lives, but it is what it is. So, that's pretty much my closing statements. My final thoughts were on that level. Let's see what TikTok has to say. TikTok. Hoping for a New York City visit? The horror love is strong, Laura Lee. The horror community is very strong. New York City, if I can get the right people and the right network in New York City, the right venues and the right places, I would be more than happy to show my feature-length film there. The full cut. No demos. No 10-minute cuts, but the full thing. I'd be more than happy to share. And I swear to God, if another jackass tries to do a thing where they join me, just, oh my God, I'm going to start blocking you all. That's another thing with TikTok that I like to bitch about. when you're live, it's like, let's do the Rumble things where you come in and you play the little game where people just spend their gifts, their hard-earned cash. They just gift the mortal shit out of you. And why? So you can win a little thing for bragging rights. It's all a manipulative game. It's all a game. It's all farming. It's like farming a video game where you sit there and you farm the same things over and over and over. That's not how I like to play a game. I'll fucking throw a game away if it does that shit. If that's what it's all about, I don't want to fucking play it. But with this game, I can do what I'm doing right now. And I can ignore those spit fucks and continue doing what I'm doing here. So, either way, anybody have anything to say? Anything at all? Well, friends, I guess this is where I'm just going to go ahead and end the show. My closing thoughts on it. TikTok is probably going to be going downhill with the way content is starting to suck ass. Truly, there's no spirit, there's no soul behind it. It's just a thoughtless cash grab. When people focus on something just for the dollar bill and for the money behind it, it's passionless. There's no soul behind that project, which makes it dead, which makes it lack interest. You can notice a little bit of that with the strikes in Hollywood. Just saying. And then AI is going to sweep through and it's going to do a thing. No. I don't see that taking off. I see that feeling. It's going to need the human touch. It's going to need editors. It's going to need work. AI is doing some fantastic shit, don't get me wrong. But you have to have an original thought for the AI to build off of. There has to be an original thought. And I don't think AI is going to be able to come up with that just fucking on its own. It's just literally going to rip off one thing to the next, over and over and over. And yes, I get it. Humans do that too. We all take inspiration from different areas. Hell, even I do it with the late great Miss Shay St. John. It was her beauty that enticed me to begin with. But without that spark, without that human touch, without how broken it felt and how disconjointed from reality that was, it never would have pulled me in and inspired me to create the things that I'm doing now. An artist's main goal should always be to inspire others to create and to continue on that path. And that is what actually fills me full of so much fucking joy. When someone is like, you inspired me to make a thing, and then they show me their art, it makes my heart proud. Because I'm doing what needs to be done. I am inspiring. While also making the world fucking beautiful. One bitch at a time. That's the SycoPsilico Subliminal show, everybody. We're gonna leave it at that.